Happy New Year! I decided to do some reflection on the first half of our school year for 2018, and now we're coming into 2019. So I'd like to share with you the things that worked for this last half of the year, the things that didn't work for this last half of the year, and the things I plan to change for the remainder of this school term. So watch this. Just to introduce myself to you, if you haven't seen me yet, my name is Ashley. I'm a homeschool mom of 3. I have currently an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old who is very feisty. Yes, and where I love to share with you homeschool reviews and affordable homeschooling tips for you. So I did share my curriculum choice video for this year back this last summer. And so some of you have been following and wondering how those curriculums are going. So I'd love to share with you some of those things that are going well and some that aren't. So first thing, what did work this first half of the school year? The first thing that did work was I chose to go with Math Lessons for Living Education by Masterbooks for my third graders math curriculum. And she finished level 2 towards the beginning of the year, and she's now in level 3, and this, I would say, is working and is going well. The other thing that is going well is short lessons for my kindergartner. He is just doing handwriting, a little bit of phonics and reading, and a little bit of math, and we get everything done in 30 minutes or less for his actual lesson time, and that is working really well. He is growing, he's improving. I love to watch him learn and grow, and that's been really fun. So that's working well. We don't need to do it any longer than that we are. Another thing going really well curriculum-wise is The Good and the Beautiful for language arts and spelling and grammar. I also love it because it does include art in the curriculum, and my daughter loves art and is a really great artist, so I love having that included in our language arts curriculum. She had not finished her level 1 book at the start of the year, and she is just now coming to a close. I think we have 3 more lessons, and then we can move into our next level for The Good and the Beautiful. What else worked was our morning time. I had a great organization for my morning time. I had my little folder here, and I have my my checklist. I get to check off everything I get to do. And then behind my checklist, I have all the printables for the poems and the scriptures, the memory work, the hymns that we're doing. So they're all here in one place, and I get everything done, and it's been really fun. And read alouds all together is going well as well. So doing our history read alouds together, our fun read alouds together, our picture books read alouds together, those are all going really well this year. And I want to say probably the biggest thing that I have done that is going so well for this school year is me choosing to wake up before the kids wake up. And I've realized that even if it's like 10 minutes before them, then it does help, but really a good 30 minutes to an hour before the kids wake up gets me ready for the day. Even if I haven't done my shower or anything, and I'm at least moving and doing my own quiet time, and I'm trying to throw in some exercise there and take care of my own self. But having that time to get ready before the kids bombard me in the morning, it makes our school start off to a great start, and it makes us start at a decent time, and it starts me in the right mindset. And I've really enjoyed getting up before the kids this school year. The hard thing is over our Christmas break, I've not been getting up as early as I'm used to, so I'm gonna have to unfortunately train myself to get up early again, so yay! You can check in with me in a few weeks and ask me how that's going. So we'll see. We're supposed to start again this Monday, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, and everybody wants to know what did not go well this first half of the school year, and thankfully I felt like this first half went fairly well altogether. We kept a good pace. I shared all those things that we did do well, but there are a few things that stood out to me that I need to work on, and did not go well. So the first thing that did not go well was my loop schedule. I try to do a loop schedule with art and nature study and history and science and all, and Spanish even. I try to follow a loop schedule similar to what Pam Barnhill talks about and other homeschool moms out there. But we fell off that, and I started kind of going willy-nilly by the end of the term, and I need to get more organized with that. So I'm going to try to rework my loop schedule and try to stick with it and follow through with it this rest half of this year. Another thing that did not go well was for our term length, I don't do a full quarter, but I try to do a 4 to 6 week length of term. And the way our schedule ended up working out this first half of the year, the stretch from October to Thanksgiving was a 7-week stretch. And I will tell you that that was really tough and did not work very well. By that 7th week, I could tell everybody was going stir crazy and we needed a change and a break, basically. But this second half of the school year, I should be able to do our about 4 to 6 weeks on, 1 week off schedule until the end of the school year. So I'm very thankful for that. Another thing that did not go well was my 3-year-old, though he is not napping now, but he is very active and always needs things to keep him occupied. So I need to be prepared ahead of time, and I need to be prepared on time and have something intentionally ready for him to do. So he does like doing things by himself. He'll play Legos, or he'll play with action figures, or paint, or draw, or Play-Doh. But I need to have those ready for him to go instead of being like, go find something. And then he ends up getting on the iPad, and then, you know, it's just not exactly what I wanted him to do while I'm doing school with the big kids. So he is going to be included in our read alouds and our morning time and Bible time, but during individual studies, he's gonna need some activities ready to go for him. And the last thing that did not go well was for our history topic, we are doing the early American history, and I was hoping, I know sometimes you present a topic to your kids and then they'll latch onto it and then you run with it and go deeper with it. When we got to the Revolutionary War, I was hoping my kids would latch onto that and be like, oh, the boys would be interested in the guns and the war and stuff, but they were not interested a lick about the Revolutionary War. We read a book on George Washington, his biography, and they liked that. So anything like biography-wise, Ben Franklin, we did him, but when we talked about, you know, England and the colonies, like, the kids were not interested. So I'm going to skip over anything else we had left in that unit, and we're gonna go straight to more like Native Americans and our Little House on the Prairie series, because like the Native Americans they're actually interested in. So we are cutting out any more Revolutionary War activities. Last but not least, I'm excited to share with you what I'm going to change for the winter-spring 2019 school term. And first thing is I'm going to be breaking up morning time. And I try to do it just all in the morning, get it done with, and then move on to other things. But I'm realizing with my kids' age, and especially with the 3-year-old in there as well, I need to be breaking it up. I listened to a podcast by Pam Barnhill on her interviewing a mother talking about this, and I thought that was a great idea, and I think I did that back a couple years ago, so I think I'm gonna do that again and adjust our organic morning time. I think that's what it was called, organic morning time. I'm going to adjust our organic morning time and break it up and do Bible, and then do and then do another activity, and then do Spanish, and then do another, you know what I mean. So do morning time all throughout the day, basically, instead of just in one chunk of time in the morning. I'm also going to back off on science and history. Instead of trying to do it, I think some of our curriculums have us doing it 3 days a week or so. I'm really gonna shoot for 1 to 2 days a week for our history and science activities, and try to stick to a loop schedule with doing it 1 to 2 times a week and not pushing for it for any more than that. And really that's more for myself. It's not gonna affect the kids at all, but it's for me realizing I don't have to feel guilty if I don't get to it. So that's why I'm doing that. Again, like I said about the Bible verses and the hymns, I think I'm gonna slow down and pull back and not try to push forward in learning new things. We're going to actually step back and review the scriptures that we've done over the last 3 years and the hymns that we've done over the last 3 years, and just do a good review refresher for their minds. And plus it'll be good for my 3-year-old to have those, because he hasn't had any of those yet. So he'll be learning those for the first time while I review it with my 6 and my 8-year-old. I'm also really excited, speaking of my 3-year-old, I'm excited to start doing some more preschool hands-on work with him. So I'm gonna make sure in my daily routine I include time to sit down with him and do a short lesson just on letter sounds, letter recognition, number recognition, maybe some math games, you know, the whole fun preschool gaming thing. We're not going to do a lot of worksheets because he really doesn't need that, but I do want to make sure I schedule in that one-on-one time with him. And reading picture books to him as well. So he really likes that. So that's what we're going to basically officially be starting preschool with him, kind of. So, but I'm excited for that. And the last thing I want to change that I'm super excited about, I'm actually going to set aside the Good and the Beautiful full-on curriculum for now. I am going to use it only for a little bit for spelling and grammar, but I'm going to be doing a lot more brave writer techniques, like from Julie Bogart. And I've been listening to her podcast and reading about her techniques and methods, and I love them. And I feel like this is the language arts that I might have been wanting to do when I was first starting out for homeschooling. But we're gonna do some writing projects. Basically, first one I'm excited, we're going to make a little mailbox, and then we're gonna write letters to each other and have a mailbox for everybody in the house, in our family, and then we can each write letters and just say, hi, how are you doing? So they're gonna practice creating words in their head and putting it on paper, and then having someone else read that. We're also probably going to do some kind of fairy tale writing project as well. So where they're getting used to, where they're not necessarily focusing on the actual writing aspect of it, but they're going to say it and think it, and then I am going to write it for them. And that is a huge brave writer, jot it down stage is what it's called. So I'm going to be focusing and redirecting towards that for our writing focus. Okay, thank you so much for watching. That was all that I have decided to change for this coming second half of the school year, and I'm excited to finish out the school year with my kids. And I want you to leave down in the comments, what are you going to be changing for the second half of your school year? And if you have any questions about any curriculum choices that I have mentioned, leave those questions down in the comments below as well. You can always find me at Instagram at Joyful Noise Mama. I share there our homeschool journeys and just a few of my motherhood things that I am thinking about or going through that day. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for some notifications for my channel. And thank you so much for showing up. I hope you guys have a great day, and I wish you the best for 2019. I would like to share with you my reflections on my homeschool year for the first half of the year. And I'm not even looking at the camera. I gotta try that again.